Welcome everyone, and thanks for joining me today. I'm Stephanie Gregg with the Illinois State Museum. I'm so excited to spend some time with one of our scientists. Have you ever wondered what a scientist does at a museum? Let's find out what our paleontologist, Dr. Mel Pardi, does. What kind of science do you do?
I am a paleontologist, and I'm a paleontologist that works on things that have skeletons.
Creepy.
Yeah.
But pretty cool.
Very cool.
How did you become a scientist?
I was always really interested in things like biology. I liked being outside a lot. And then when I went to college, I found out that I could actually major in the things that I enjoy.
What do you do in your job? And what kind of tools do you use to do it?
I do a lot of different things in my job. It's my primary job here at the museum is to take care of all the things in this collection, to make sure that they're here for a very long time. So I keep track of this room a lot. I keep track of the temperature in this room and how moist the air is, because we want that to stay even so that it doesn't disturb the fossils. I also do a lot of work on my computer. I work with spreadsheets. I do math a lot, which doesn't sound very fun. But I also do get to do things outside too as well. So I get to do what's called field work, where I go out and I actually go to get the fossils to bring them back to the museum.
Cool. So what is the grossest thing you've discovered in your field work?
There are things at museums in the collections that can be a little bit icky. Because I work with skeletons, I often work with the zoology collection as well. And I work with their skeletons in that collection as well. And sometimes the skeletons are, because they're fresher, they haven't been dead for a very long time, they're sometimes kind of stinky and maybe a little bit sticky when you touch them, even though they are clean. It just takes a long time for those bones to sort of like not feel gross.
What do you like best about your job?
I think what I like best about my job is that I get to do something different almost every day. No day is exactly the same as the one prior. I also just love fossils. I've always loved fossils. I've liked them since I was a little kid. And, I feel like lots of little kids like dinosaurs and fossils. But then as we get older, a lot of times we sort of fall away from liking those things so much. I never did that. I've only gotten to love them more as I've gotten older. So being able to see fossils every day and touch fossils every day is the best part of my job.
What's your favorite object in the collection?
That's a really hard question. There's so many cool things in this collection, and I just love fossils in general. But if I have to pick, it's this tooth that I've got with me right here. And I like it for reasons that are kind of funny.
Really? What are those reasons?
This is a mastodon tooth.
That's huge.
This is one tooth. So it's a molar, so like the teeth that you have in the back of your mouth. Mm-hmm. And a mastodon was an elephant-like animal that used to live, and it used these teeth for chewing on things like leaves. But what I really like about this tooth is actually the coloration and kind of like the design that has happened over time as this tooth became a fossil. And the swirliness with the white and the black just kind of reminds me of ice cream, which is one of the reasons that I like it.
Cool. It makes me think of a zebra.
Yeah, I could see that
stripes.
as well. It's just a really interesting pattern on this tooth, and it's unusual.
So how old do you think that is?
We estimate that the mastodon from the place that this is from are probably around 13,000 years old.
Is that the oldest object?
Definitely not. So the geology collection at the Illinois State Museum doesn't have just fossils, but we also have rocks and minerals, and we also have a collection of meteorites. And those meteorites go back to the age of our solar system. So those are billions of years old.
Billions.
Billions with a B.
That's really old.
It's really, really old.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Pardi. I really enjoyed learning more about paleontology today.
You're welcome.
Could you see yourself doing what Dr. Pardi does at the museum? discovering fossils, looking at cool, really old teeth. Maybe one day I will see you here at the Illinois State Museum and ask you about your favorite object in the collection. Thank you and happy learning.